가수 싸이의 강남 스타일이 전 세계를 휩쓸었습니다.
황준호 월드 클래스 손흥민의 시대에 살고 있습니다.
Good afternoon. I'm Taehyung Kim, Commissioner of Invest Korea. Very warm welcome to inaugural Invest Korea Summit 2023, and thank you for being with us. Fast backward, 70 years ago, Korea after the war. Imagine what it would have been like if we had been there at the time. 70 years ago, the people in despair, at a loss, no idea what to do, where to go, and no idea to where the country was headed. No capital, no technology, no infrastructure, and no resources, and no luxury of waiting for something to happen. Everything seems so impossible. And over the 70 years, impossible dream has turned into a miracle. One of the poorest nations in the world has become 10th largest economy. And pundits and experts have long searched for an answer, an explanation, and try hard to get to the bottom of what's behind the miracle. A Nobel Prize-winning economist, University of Chicago economics professor, the late Dr. Robert Lucas, had an explanation. Making a miracle is all about making differences in human capital. And he also had a story to share with us with respect to Korea.
Huge number of Koreans moved out of the countryside and into Seoul, put their children in good classes. Korea is a success in that dimension. They're always moving into some new hard area and getting good enough at it, so they're competing with the best.
You got a clue? Yes, the answer is them. Korean people. They are the ones behind the miracle. The crown jewel of Korea. Thanks to their hard work and thanks to their never give up DNA, we've been able to weather the perfect storms in 1970s, 1997, 2008, and the pandemic. And today, Korea's economic fundamentals rock solid. AA2 in credit rating, and 10th largest economy, and 6th largest trading nation in the world. When it comes to innovation environment, the Korea is second to none. First-class R&D talent, number of R&D talent per 1,000 people is 9.1. That is number one in the world. R&D investment as a percentage of GDP, private, public together, close to 5%. That is number one in OECD and number one in G20. ICT and digital infrastructure, overall high-speed internet penetration, broadband internet access, number one for a long time by any measures, any indices of reputable organizations. Korea, manufacturing powerhouse, 25.4% GDP, up and running 24/7, 365. Number one in OLED, number one in smartphone, number one in DRAM, number two battery, number one in shipbuilding, number 5 in automotive, the list goes on. Advanced technology sectors, their value chain, resilient, secure, and disruption-free. The Korea is small, open economy, as you know. It's 110th in country size and 27th in population size, yet she offers fascinating global link, 21 FTAs, 85% global GDP, world-class logistics hub, Incheon hub, all at your fingertips.
'Cause I'm in the stars tonight. So watch me bring the fire, set the night light.
The power of K-culture. Can you feel it? The Parasite, Squid Game, BTS, Blackpink. We just heard Dynamite by BTS. Bibimbap is traditional Korean dish, and hanbok is beautiful Korean clothing, traditional. Everything about K-culture makes Korea's global link more powerful, more dynamic, and more attractive. Korean wave on the rise wins the hearts and minds of the people around the globe, women and men, young and old. K-culture, its power, is a game changer. I just talked about what Korea has achieved over the last 70 years. Now, why don't we just take a step back and think about and how many countries on the planet could have pulled off what Korea has pulled off in 70 years with nothing on hand but ashes. If Dr. Lucas is still with us, he will chime in. And even 30 years ago, he said, advising a nation to say, okay, you can be a next Korea. It's like saying the basketball player, you can be a next Michael Jordan. What he meant to say is, it's not a mission impossible. You can be a next Korea, you can be a next Michael Jordan. It's not a mission impossible, but it's a very, very long shot. And Korean people made a long shot, a slam dunk. Thanks to them, we are here today, where we are, what we are. With that in mind, I'd like to share with you Korea's aspiration for nation's advanced technology leadership going forward. Korea will build the largest semiconductor cluster in the world by 2042. We'll have #1 battery and market share by 2030. We'll be a #1 in display and market share by 2027, #3 in EV by 2030, and #1 in biomanufacturing CDMO capacity by 2025. To provide 360-degree support to Korea's aspiration, the government prioritizes 12 national strategic technologies. As you can see, they are all synergetic to each other. They benefit each other back and forth. And government will make $19 billion investment in R&D by 2027, from semiconductor display battery to AI, robot, quantum technology. The heavy lifting is on the way. Ministers, stakeholders, they are all hands on deck. 15 brand new advanced industrial complexes for advanced technologies and priority sectors. Across the nation, 41 million square meters. Constructions will begin as early as the second half of the 2025, and the goal is to get the sites ready by 2028. The government is 100% behind for the FDI in advanced technology sectors. Cash grant up to 50% for investment, and tax credit up to 50% for R&D, and Digital talent development program will bring in 1.26 million talent. To prioritize development of the 1.26 million in 12 national strategic technology sectors, including 150,000 talent in semiconductor by 2030, and will retrain, reskill, and transform non-digital and non-green talent into the talent for green and digital sectors. I'd like to talk a little bit about semiconductor cluster in Yongin. The Samsung will invest 230 billion by 2042 and build a gigantic foundry for logic devices, 7.1 million square meters, 5 fabs, 10 fabless, 150 suppliers. The one currently under construction by SK Hynix, and together with 4 facilities in Icheon, Gihung, Hwaseong, and Pyeongtaek, all together, this cluster will be 18.4 million square meters, and this will make the world's #1 semiconductor cluster. I'm so excited about the digital platform government. I just wanted to touch upon that. What's going to happen with that is 15,000, the government document currently being issued for permit, license, certification, authorization, registration for all purposes, and so on, they all going to disappear into thin air in 4 years by 2027. 15,000 to 0. Imagine a bunch of paperwork every step of the way versus no paperwork at all the way from the get-go. Moving mountains versus moving a feather of a bird. The regulatory sandbox is in full swing for new technologies in innovative sectors. Currently, more than 1,000 cases up and running, mostly in advanced technology sectors. Labor reform is a zero-in on, flexible, and law and rule-based and safer work environment. And now, shifting gears to Korea's effort to address the climate change, NDC commitment, 40% greenhouse reduction from the level 2018 by 2030. Along the way to get there, the private sector and public sector together will make an investment, $107 billion USD by 2030. And the goal is to create 100,000 new jobs and 10 unicorns in green sectors. Renewable, hydrogen, future car, EV, and nuclear, ESS, CCUS, all on the front burner. It's bold and ambitious, but it's a clear pathway to net zero by 2050. Korea's commitment to ODA, Korea has become a member of Development Assistance Committee in OECD in 2010. ODA contribution has grown from 1.2 to 3.6 in 23, and ODA in 2023, 1,840 projects in progress and 130 recipient countries and 45 agencies in action. And Korea's commitment will grow to a $7 billion by 2030, which is the twofold from the level in 2023. The president is in the driver's seat, and the government is stepping up their effort to reaching out to broader international community in Asia, in Africa, and all and every corners of the earth in need of caring and sharing. This is a sustainable future that Korea is committed to. And Korean people will make it happen. And that is why the Why Korea is no-brainer. Invest Korea. Thank you.